to the devil himself, a philosophical narrative. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, lovers and seekers, those who are lost and those who are found. Let us begin tonight's discussion with the headline of this fragment. The headline reads, "The Devil Himself," and the body reads as follows: "I'm always in it for the money. I'll run anything for the money. What else are you going to do when it runs out? Besides nothing, but plenty of time. What else are you going to do? Besides nothing, when it runs out, write a blues tune about a woman. To the devil himself, let us begin." 1. On the first line, the confession of currency. I'm always in it for the money. This is not a confession in the traditional sense. A confession implies wrongdoing, or at least a regret. But here there is no shame, no excuse. There is only a flat declarative tone, the hallmark of the one who has stopped defending their motivations. There are two great illusions that dominate the modern psyche. First, that we are moved by noble causes. Second, that money is somehow beneath us. But money, in truth, is not a vulgar thing. Money is a mirror, a pure reflection. It tells the truth about the way the world is organized. It reveals which desires are rewarded and which are punished. It does not lie, it does not flatter, and it never forgives. So when one says, "I'm always in it for the money," they are not merely expressing a personal preference. They are making a metaphysical alignment. They are saying, "I have chosen to navigate this world according to the real laws, not the fantasy ones." They are saying, "I will not be nourished by dreams." They are saying, "I trade in what works." And in that choice, they cease to be innocent. 2. On the second line, instrumentalization of the self. I'll run anything for the money. Here, the speaker reveals a second layer. Not only is money the motive, anything is the vehicle. The word run here is critical. Run means operate, manage, execute, make function. And anything is the terrifying part, because anything has no boundaries. It is a null set. It includes all. This is not just the voice of a criminal. This is the voice of a technician, a contractor, a middleman, an administrator, a politician, a preacher, a ghostwriter, a market analyst, a war strategist, a funeral director, all those who keep the machine running, regardless of what the machine is. "I'll run anything for the money" is the language of a soul that has become operational, a soul that no longer resists what it is asked to do, so long as the price is clear. This is the abdication of moral interpretation. This is the logic of systems. I don't make the rules, I just make them work. 3. What else are you going to do? And then comes the turn, what else are you going to do? This is the line that breaks the fourth wall. That turns outward. That includes you, not as a spectator, but as a fellow traveler in this dark terrain. This is the question that reveals the philosophy underneath, because it's not rhetorical, it's not sarcastic, it's a genuine demand. What else is there to do? When you live in a world that requires money to survive, what happens when the things you believed in, the things you dreamed about, are not bankable? What happens when your talents are not monetizable? What happens when market doesn't care about your story? There comes a moment in many lives, quiet, small, usually around 2:37 a.m., when one realizes that meaning and money may never touch, that the thing they care about most may never pay. And when that realization takes root, there are only a few paths forward. 1, betray the dream and follow the money. 2, betray the money and follow the dream. 3, pretend they are the same. 4, collapse. The speaker of this fragment has taken the first path and refuses to pretend. 4, when it runs out, the abyss of lack. When it runs out, there's something beautiful in this question, because it is not if it runs out, but when. There is no illusion of permanence, no faith in ongoing provision, only the cold certainty of depletion. Money, like fuel, like time, like life, it runs out. And then what? That is the real theological question here. Not heaven and hell, not salvation. But this, what do you do when the engine of your survival has sputtered out, and you are left not with nothing, but with something worse, time? 5. Time is punishment. Besides nothing, but plenty of time. Here we enter the heart of the horror. The modern world teaches us that time is freedom. If only I had more time, we say. Time is money, we are told. But this fragment exposes a deeper truth. Time is only a gift when you have something meaningful to do with it. Otherwise, it is a mirror that won't stop showing your face. The poor man, the exiled man, the forgotten man, he is not in pain because he has no money. He is in pain because he has too much time. Time to feel shame, time to replay failure, time to ache, time to remember who he was supposed to be, time to see no way forward. The abundance of time and the absence of resources becomes a psychological torture. It is not death that haunts us. It is unlived life. 6. Repetition as trap. What else are you going to do? Besides nothing? When it runs out, the loop reasserts itself. We return to the same lines, but they now carry more weight. The spiral tightens. This is how depression works, how addiction works, how self-justification works. You begin with a thought, then repeat it until it becomes a belief. Then you repeat the belief until it becomes an identity. What once was a question, what else are you going to do? Becomes an answer, nothing. There is nothing else to do. In the land of loops, we become creatures of repetition. We stop choosing and start echoing. 7. Blues as alchemy. Write a blues tune. Now the speaker gives the only real suggestion in the entire piece. After all the money is gone, after all the time has become unbearable, there is still one thing left to do. Write a blues tune. This is not an accident. This is not a romantic gesture. This is ritual survival. Because blues is not entertainment. It is a form of metaphysical processing. The blues emerge from lives of unpayable pain, from lives lived under boot and whip and hunger and silence. The blues is not about solving anything. It is about surviving the night. To write a blues tune is to take despair and give it rhythm, to take hunger and give it voice, to take emptiness and make it move. It is to speak what cannot be spoken in prose. It is to make the devil sit down and listen. 8. About a woman, about a woman. Here the archetype enters. The woman, who is she? Is she real? Is she the one who left? The one who couldn't stay? The one who couldn't be saved? Or is she the one thing the speaker could never buy, never run, never keep? In blues, the woman is rarely just a person. She is a stand-in for the whole unreachable thing. She is Eve, Sophia, desire, loss, the beautiful world. She is the memory of what it felt like to be young and worthy of love. To write a blues tune about a woman is to confess, there was something I wanted that I couldn't keep. And to tell that story over a 3-chord progression, over a slide guitar, over a cigarette and a bottle, is to try to live one more day without her. 9. The devil himself. To the devil himself. Now the mask is removed. This whole speech, this whole fragment, this whole performance, it has been addressed to someone. And now we know who the devil. Not the devil in red, not the cartoon devil, but the real one, the one who never lies because he doesn't need to, the one who offers what you already want, the one who only asks you to say yes. Who is the devil? The devil is the principal of the transaction. The devil is the architect of the deal. The devil is the being who says, I don't care who you are. I only care what you'll give, and I always pay. On time, to sing to the devil himself is to admit the deal has been made, not regretted, not reversed, made. It is to acknowledge that your survival was purchased at the cost of something precious, and that the music you now make is the receipt. 10. The philosophy of the fragment. Now let us step back and ask, what does this fragment teach? It teaches this, that the soul is not saved by purity, that the soul is not saved by pretense. The soul is saved by recognition, recognition of what one has done, recognition of what one has become, recognition of the hunger, the deal, the music, and the devil. And once recognition has been achieved, then, and only then, can there be song. This is the deepest teaching of the blues. That confession is not the end. that even despair, if sung well enough, becomes a kind of praise. Not praise of God, not praise of virtue, but praise of the fact that something still burns in the ashes. 11. The devil is mirror. One final note. The fragment does not say, about the devil. It says, to the devil. This is not exposition. This is address, which means the speaker knows where the devil is. The speaker knows he's listening. This may be the final horror, that the devil is not far away, not hidden, not mysterious. He is present. He is patient. He is listening. And when you sing to him, he smiles, because you have given him what he always wanted, not your soul, but your story. 12. The philosopher's benediction. Let us not pretend this fragment is merely a poem. It is a spell, a ritual, a weapon, a confession, a mirror. It is what you say when you've stopped asking for redemption and started asking to be heard. It is the sound of a man who has done what he had to do, and who now knows that the only thing left to do is sing